Hey, seventh graders, this is Miss Merkowitz, and I'm going to introduce to you your spring break, sort of, whatever this week is, your literacy homework. And I'll take you through the directions, and I will show you what each part means. And it's a little bit of a departure from the poetry and hip hop that we've been working on, but we still think it's going to be kind of fun, and it shouldn't take you too much time, and it lets you be a little creative. So here we go. So what this is a tic-tac-toe board, basically. And I'm going to read the directions. The directions say you must complete at least 3 activities in a row. They could be 3 activities that go vertically, up and down. They could be 3 that go horizontal, meaning left to right, or they could also go diagonally. And so you have to complete all 3 for you to get the credit. Make sure you follow each box's instructions completely. Some of the questions that you need to answer are inside the box, and some of them say answer questions on the next page. So be sure you follow the instructions for each activity in a box. When you're done, you will paint the background of the boxes that you choose. That shows us which 3 you were completing, and I'll show you how to do that at the end. And then answer the questions in that box on the page that follow. 1 response per page, please. So I'm going to quickly tell you about all of the options, and then I'll show you what they mean. So first you have an indoor scavenger hunt, where you would pick a color, find at least 10 items in your house that have that same color, make a sculpture or some kind of arrangement, then you take a picture and paste it with the description of the items. I'll show you some examples in a minute. We've been listening to some meaningful songs as a class that we thought you would enjoy, but we want to hear from you now. What's one recent song that you've heard lately that you really enjoy listening to? Why do you like it? So you'll describe that. Tell us what your song is and describe it down below. Of course, since it's literacy, we want you reading. So you can read a book for 30 minutes. You could read a book or visit the Capstone website, Imagine Learning, or the Audible Stories for an audiobook. So that's repeated here, it's repeated here, and it's repeated here. So maybe depending on if you do a diagonal or a vertical or a horizontal row, you're going to be reading at least once. Another option is to check Google Classroom, make up your missing work now that you have about a week. You also will have a virtual college tour. I'm on Adelphi's literacy homework page, and I'll show you the Adelphi tour. But CCNY, you have your own. St. John's, you have your own set of virtual college resources as well. There is a Flipgrid poem. You could record a Flipgrid, which is a mini video of you reciting your favorite poem from this unit. I'll show you how to record that video in a moment. And you also have an outdoor scavenger hunt. If you can go outside safely, you're wearing a mask, you are social distancing, but you just need to go outside, here's your option for outdoor scavenger hunt. You pick your favorite color that you want to look for, you go for a walk, you take pictures of anything that you see that has that color. When you come back, paste at least 3 pictures, you make them small, and you describe where you saw it, and if you're really feeling creative, you can write a poem about your walk. If you are an artistic person, you are also welcome to do a sketch or a drawing of something that you see on your walk. You don't have to just rely on a picture. So let's start with this virtual tour. So for the virtual college tour, whether it's Adelphi, CCNY, or St. John's, you've got a video to watch and you've got a map to explore. The video, you click on the link, it'll take you to a video. If you click on the map, I'm just going to show you, it'll take you to that college's campus map. And some of the things you'll have to answer are, what are the names of some of the buildings? Where do you eat? So let's just, for example, I'm going to click this one, Blodgett Hall. And on the side, it's telling me what the building does, what it has in it. I can click around, and it shows me more pictures of what life is like in these buildings. The whole point is to kind of, since we're not going to be able to take you to these campuses, we still want you to explore them. Like we were going to take you on field trips this spring, but you're going to have to kind of rely on a virtual field trip. So here is for my son Eddie in Adelphi. You have a whole hall named after you, so you can explore explore what they do there in Eddy Hall or in these residence halls where kids live if they go to Adelphi University. So every seventh grade class has their own, and the questions that follow look like this. You've got to be able to answer what's the name of the college, where it's located, is it public or private, and that definitely has an influence on how much it'll cost. So you might definitely want to pay attention to if it's public or private. Name one of the majors or the programs that the college offers, like what can you study if you go there. Name the building where you would go to eat, what's one thing you can do on campus. And then these are kind of 7 through 10 are ones that you might not find on the video or on the map or on the website. Number 7 says, name one thing you can do today to prepare to attend college. Sometimes you can go to the admissions section of a college website and it tells you what you need to do to be admitted to get into a school. That might be worth looking into, like what kind of classes you have to take if you're going to be a student there in a certain program. Or it could be a general thing like, do you need a certain grade point average? Do you need to be better at, organizing or completing your work? Or think about the things that really are going to prepare you for college. Number 8 is, what did I learn about this particular college today? Something that's a little open-ended. You can say, share one thing. Number 9 is, what did I like or not like? Like maybe you found out that you really want to go to Adelphi University because it has something that you're interested in. Or maybe you realize you don't like it. It's too far away, or it's too big, too small. Number 9 is where you can say what you either like or don't like. Number 10 is, what did I learn about what's important to me and my family? Maybe it is important if you want to become a doctor or a veterinarian or a lawyer, or you want to stay close to home to be by your family. Like maybe that's you saw something important on that website that'll help you and your family make a decision when it's time for you to apply for colleges. So you can start thinking about that. But back on the tic-tac-toe board, you've noticed that there are 3 sections that involve reading a book or listening to a book. So page 2 of your, I guess we'll call this your break packet, are some digital independent reading resources. If you don't have an independent reading book at home that you can hold and read, and if there's none that you can borrow from anyone else in your house, you might want to look into using Capstone, Imagine Learning, Audible Stories, or even the New York Public Library will let you check out ebooks that you can read on your phone or your computer. So some of you are familiar with these. Capstone, there's a login, but it's just MS324 and the password is school. Imagine Learning, if you've used it before and you have an account, you can use the same username and password. If you need an account, email me or Miss Ortiz or Miss Tharker and we will tell you how to log into Imagine Learning. I'm going to quickly show you Audible Stories. These are super cool. So you click on the link, it will take you to the Audible website, which is for audiobooks. So even if you're sitting in your bed and you have your eyes closed, you can listen to a story. So you click on the orange start button, and they have books in Spanish. You can read it with a little brother and sister or a little family member. They have kids books, but for you in middle school, you could click on either the tween or the teen sections. Scroll down, take a look at the options that they have. When I was looking at this before, I saw this book, All Eyes on Us. Really caught my attention. It seems like a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of a mystery. It's like reading the back of the book. The blurb on the back is what a synopsis is. So definitely seemed really interesting. And then all you do is click Start Listening, and the controls are at the bottom. You can skip forward.
Sunday, December 31st.
You can skip forward 30 seconds, go back 30 seconds. You can change the speed if it's too fast or too slow for you. And I know it's hard to see, but you can also, every time you start listening, you can go through the chapters. Pops up over here. So that's just how you do Audible. And then no matter what you read, when you finish reading, you say, what is the name of what you read or worked on? So whether it was Imagine Learning or whether it's the title of the book, All Eyes on Us, that I was reading, I would write that down. And your choice between 2 or 3, you choose this one. You say, if you read or listened to a story, you make a somebody wanted but so sentence to summarize the plot of what you read that day. So like somebody who's the character, what did they want? Um, but what happened so that they couldn't get what they wanted right away? And so what did they do about it? So you could write about who the characters are and how they are confronting their problems or trying to solve the mystery or trying to accomplish their goal or whatever it is. But if you did Imagine Learning, describe the strategy it taught you to do when you're reading or writing. So sometimes Imagine Learning talks to you about the word chop, karate chop, or it helps you answer multiple choice questions. So your choice of doing 2 or 3. But since everyone is reading, you are going to be answering at least 2 out of these 3 questions when you finish reading. All right, moving on. We talked about the virtual college tour to St. John's, Adelphi, or City College. All right, if you choose to do a favorite song, we would love to hear a recent favorite song that you've enjoyed listening to and why you like it. I mean, we've chosen songs to pair with poems because we think they go with the poems. We think they have a good message or a good theme, but you get to share one that maybe we haven't heard of or share just one that you really like. So tell us the title, tell us the artist, give us a YouTube link or SoundCloud or Spotify or some other way we can hear it. Tell us why you like it, and copy and paste some of your favorite lyrics or favorite lines, like, the words of the wiser that we've been looking for in our songs and poems. Or maybe you find like a really good, strong, repeated section or something with a really good message or really good imagery or a really nice simile. So that's there are these 5 things that you have to complete if you're choosing the favorite song portion. And then that's it there. Finally, if you want to do the scavenger hunt, if you're a little artistic, this is the page where you paste your pictures for the indoor or outdoor scavenger hunt. So remember, you're looking for things that have colors, and you're going to arrange them somehow, and then give a little description of them, of what you found or what it was like for you to put it together or where you went on your walk. So just to give you a little inspiration, when we're talking about colors, we mean like the directions say choose one, but if you want, you can choose multiple colors and just find items in your house or find items out on a walk that match the colors. You could also once you find all the things that have the same color, look, all the red Legos, red buttons, maybe this person just painted over it so they were all the same color, but that's fine. You don't have to paint anything, but this person just kind of threw them all together and made a little sculpture, made a little collage with 3D objects. They don't have to all be the same color. Like I said, if it's a challenge, as long as there's like 10 different components, you could make a little sculpture or arrange the pieces somehow to look like a little robot or to look like some sort of shape that sort of goes together, and then take a picture of it and paste it back in the document. If you don't want to stick with just one color, you can still arrange them by color. This is my friend's son did this. That's where I got the idea for the project. But, you could do some sort of arrange them in an order that you think looks nice. You could arrange them in an order that you think looks nice and just make an interesting shape, even if the colors don't match. So here's a seahorse made out of, looks like plastic bottles and straws. There's a good way to recycle some plastic. They even made a little fin maybe out of some plastic. So it could be a simple sculpture, or it could be a really complicated sculpture. Depends how much time you want to put into it. And look, so they're both seahorses, this one and this one. Of course, this one goes with, has a lot more objects in it and goes sort of in a rainbow pattern. You don't have to use glue. You can just arrange them on the floor or on a table and then stand up above it and take a picture of it. Whatever you come up with doesn't matter to us. This person was standing up on a chair when they just arranged the items on the floor, totally fine. Or if you're walking outside and you take a picture of a tree that's green, you take a picture of like a sign that's green, if you're choosing that color, doesn't matter to us. Just insert your images from your computer or a picture that you took, and you could airdrop it to yourself. Just paste your pictures here the best you can and tell us a little something about your pictures or your images. Describe that. And that's basically your literacy homework for the next week. So we want you to have some time to do some reading, some writing, some creative work, And of course, we will still be on Google Meets. We will still be checking emails. We will still be on Google Classroom.